I always had this passion of starting my own company. So we have our own brand. I'm just a simple person who always believes in hard work. When I joined ABBS, my perspective completely changed. I got to know about the business world, how the business works, how the market works, how to bring in new products. So only big mistake which I see in entrepreneurs is they want to make a big money overnight. One more thing is the case studies which they teach in ABBS. Those things helped me a lot when I started in business. People who want to do business, who want to grow in life, this is the right place to choose. In this episode of Changemakers by ABBS, we feature Mr. Sharath Kumar, MBA from 2012 to 2014 back in marketing and finance, and founder of Studio Edifice, a dynamic leader blending business acumen with artistic passion. Sharath shares his journey from corporate strategy to creative resin art, inspiring us with his unique path of innovation, mentorship, and entrepreneurial spirit. Hi, Sharath. I welcome you to Changemakers by ABPS podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in today. Thank you for having me here. And it's a wonderful opportunity for me. So, before we begin, would you mind letting us know a bit about yourself, your journey so far, and also the work that you do? Yeah, the thing is, I always had this passion of starting my own company. So I have, like, in the year 2019, I started Studio Edifice, and even Chinese did not like this because they introduced coronavirus. So later, then it was a hard time, and it was good. Initially, we did not face much of difficulties, and then we had lots of challenges and everything. And now the company is in a very good shape, and we have our own brand in railing systems. Yeah, that is. If you want to know about me, I'm just a simple person who always believes in you do hard work and everything falls in line. You just go according to the nature. Yeah. Right, absolutely. So, how has been your journey from engineering to entrepreneurship and then to aluminum railing industry? How has been your journey so far, and how it has changed your perspective towards work and life? Yeah, initially, if you talk about engineering, yeah, I did my civil engineering in SJC Mysore. So it was a really difficult thing to think about business when I was doing the engineering. So I always had something I have to do, but I never thought about doing this business. So we were completely into this building materials. We were learning those skills and everything. And then all of a sudden, I did not have my first choice as MBA. So later, when I joined ABBS, my perspective completely changed actually. So I got to know about the business world, how the business works, how the market works, how to bring in new products, all those things. It was really good when I spent 2 years. I learned so many things from ABBS. And then again, I after the work is different. Learning something in MBA is different, the work is different. So I started understanding about the market once I started working. So I actually got the actual essence of the market when I started working. So then I understood how to sell the product. I worked as a sales executive, sales manager, territory manager. I took so many roles in different companies. Then I understood how it works. Later, I had this idea of having my own brand. So I always wanted to give something very new to the market. So at that time when I started, these railings was aluminum railings was a trend in the market. So usually compared to the regular systems like SS, we have plenty of options in this. So I thought, why don't we give more options to the premium clients? That's when I started 85s and we started doing railings. So, what is key lessons that you learned through your life and you're applying in your day-to-day work? Yeah, key lessons in the sense like I never was a person who was like go achieve something. I was a lazy kind of person. But what I understood after working and after doing business for so many years is like you always have to be in line. Like what you say, you always have to understand things and understand the market and do proper research and have some patience. This is the key lessons I had. I never used to have patience before. I always wanted things done right at time. So within short span of time you cannot do so many things. You should always have some patience in achieving some goals. So this is what I learned from the life. Right. So, what sparked your interest in epoxy art And what does it mean to you actually? No, actually, the epoxy art started in a different way. I always wanted to have a dining table at my home. Actually, our dining table broke up. So I was just going through YouTube and I thought, yeah, this is a good thing which can be done for ourselves. So I started buying all the products. I started researching epoxy arts and I started researching about wood, everything, how it works, how the combination of these two material works. And I rented out a small space and we started experimenting. So then it really worked out, and I just do it as an art these days. Like I do art like clocks and tables, and sometimes night lamps. All these things. It's just a hobby. Yeah. Yeah. So does it help you in your work also? Like, does it keep you calm while doing this art, and then it translate to your work as well? Yeah, definitely. Because always involving some art always gives your mind an open mind. Like you get a lot of energy by doing it. You feel like you have created something new. That energy is completely different. So you can carry that energy to the business also. Sometimes you come up with the same mindset. You should have patience when doing epoxy art. So you should wait for some days so that it hards again. To create a table, it at least takes 15 to 20 days. It's not like within a night you create something. So all these things helps me to achieve our business also in a certain way. Awesome. So you are an entrepreneur and also you are into art and you, I mean, what I got to know, like you also mentor some entrepreneurs who are like uh, starting their career in entrepreneurship. So, how do you manage your time and energy in business, art, and mentorship? So it all goes hand in hand. Like so, it's like I educate my fellow entrepreneurs, fellow business people. I'm in a community called BNI. So we meet a lot of business people. Sometimes what happens, every business has some of the other hindrances. Even my business has hindrances. Every business has obstacles and hindrances. So when they discuss as an outsider, I may give them a solution, proper solution. So this also helps me back thinking about my own business. So it all goes hand in hand. Like if you talk about the art, like art again gives some value. So if I go and tell my clients that I'm doing this, they appreciate. So they think that I'm bringing something new to the market. So all these things creates credibility to my business. So it all goes hand in hand. Right. Right. So, what common mistakes you see in young entrepreneurs, and how do you help them overcome these mistakes? The only big mistake which I see in entrepreneurs is they want to make a big money within overnight. Yeah. So these generations, they always want to do something within a week, within a 15 days. That doesn't going to happen. You have to have some patience. So you have to work for it. It's like a meditation. So what I suggest the young entrepreneurs is always keep patience, work for it with your full heart. Definitely the results will be there. Right. So, how did your MBA at ABBS influence your career and mindset? Yeah, if I talk about ABBS, I can talk a lot because my complete perspective changed because ABBS was not my first option. MBA was not at all my first option. So I was supposed to go into MTech. Like being a civil engineer, I want to do something in civil engineering. So then unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, the MTech did not work for me. I did not get a right result. So MBA, since I was good at aptitude and everything, I got a proper good result and I joined ABBS. Once I joined ABBS, the perspective changed. The perspective to view the world, to view the business, to view the people around us, everything changed. I was a shy person. So me talking like this was very difficult for me. So once I joined MBA, everything changed. And there are three key aspects which I want to note, which I observed in ABPS, which helps a lot of students. One is our director, Venkateshwara sir. He always asked us to carry a book. So whatever book it is. So I used to carry it in my bag. So one fine day, like I was waiting for friends. There were nobody. They were getting late. I just opened the book. I started reading it. That's how my reading habits improved. So I started reading those books. So that helped me a lot. And one more thing is the case studies which they teach in ABBS. So every case about the businesses, it actually gives a real perspective about the business. So what the actual business is facing, how to solve the case, and those things helped me a lot. So and again, the third part is like ABBS used to bring in like proper industry experts who are there in the business, who are facing the challenges in the real world. They come and give us presentation. It was so simple and realistic, and we used to grab it very quick. So those things helped me a lot when I started in business. So these are three key points I wanted to highlight.
Of course. There are certain things which are very much simple and that is in front of us, but we
Yes,
make it complicated. So that's what I think ABBS instill in all its students. Like make things and keep things very simple and carry forward as it is. And of course, about reading, when we are reading a book, it may or may not help us at that point in time. But certainly, maybe after 5 years, 10 years, you will
yeah,
think, okay, that book I read and I can relate that thing to this scenario which I'm having now. So
exactly.
great. So what do you think? Like, what makes ABBS a special place for future change makers?
I can say like people who want to do business, who want to grow in life, this is the right place to choose. So because in ABPS you have this culture, so culture of learning through activities, learning through involving and going out in the industries. So ABPS supports students a lot.
Yeah.
So it's a very wonderful place to study. Actually, I had a lot of memories. So one of the best 2 years which I spent during my days as ABPS days.
All right, great. It was really an insightful conversation, and thank you so much for joining us in today and letting us know about your experience at ABBS. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Nitya, for having me. Thank you.